but you're not having Link step up yet. You're not having Noxy or 1962 be able to do so. And those are the players that have been able to help carry them through to victories, not Deco. So we're going to need to see them start to come alive. Boom, though, everyone was performing well. You can't really knock them too much. They definitely lost 9 rounds, but it didn't really seem like a 16-9. It really felt like a 16-0 with how they played out that T side.
Well, that's where they're going to be starting once again. The T side for Boom. Quick push into the B side. It's going to be 1962 waiting. Should be a position they check. Should be a position that... Is this a joke? Who doesn't check the van? The van's one of the most common positions to play in a pistol round, especially. I can't believe that this is coming back, though. Shuz has just managed to hit a couple of crazy hit shots that turns this back into a 2v2. We've seen 5v2s in the past, Jason. This is looking like another.
Get in the hand of Lynx, though, so they can definitely take their time on the retake. You can see Yell doesn't know exactly where both players are going to be, but Lynx is going to fall. The kit's now down. It's all on to Noxy in a 1-on-2. Now a 1-on-1. You know, Shuz is going to be over towards Cat side. Spots him out there. Goes for the repeat. A little bit of a crab walk, and he gets the kill. He gets the clutch. And he's going to get the defuse here. And Isurus will take the pistol around here on CT side.
Yeah, probably as they should have done. Just maybe a little bit cleaner than that. That was a weird round. Like, I have to say, like, Boom not checking the van. I don't think I've ever seen a team not check van. Like, that's a new one. Because it's a close position. It gives a headshot angle. It's basically the perfect place for a CT side player to sit. You'll see, in fact, 1962 was doing it quite a lot with the SMG he's currently holding, the MP9. So it's a bit of an odd one to see that happen. I think the coach might have accidentally just joined the team, so maybe a bit of a mistake there, which does mean we're gonna have to see maybe a restart in the round. I don't know.
They really want that win, huh? Bringing in the coach to do 6-on-5. Yeah, I think yeah, we're all good. We're all sorted. Looks like there's no restart coming through. By the way, we still have the C stream at the moment, which is covering red candidates up against Imperial. If I can see correctly, the scoreline is about 6-4 in favor of Imperial at the moment. I don't know what map. I'm not really gonna all type out to look, but
so is that must be a 0-2 game, right?
What do you mean?
Well, both of both of these teams won 2-0, so both of those teams have to have lost both their games.
That is how math works. I concur.
Well, it's not gone fantastic for the T's early on. At least the rifles are still standing. Phelps and Bolts. 2x MIBR players looking to try and bring this one back. A lot for them to do here. It's not going too well. Phelps not going to be able to connect his shots, and Lynx on the other side of things will. It's going to be the 2-0 start. Some rifles even retrieved. Some heavy upgrades, in fact, for Isurus. And now, Boom, they're going to be left with very little going into this next round. And I think this is exactly what Isurus need. If they are going to win this map, if they are going to turn things around, a strong start is going to be important. Of course, they did manage the same in the last map. It's easy to forget, but they were up, what, 8-1 or something like that? They were really far in the lead. Maybe not quite that much. But,
I think it was 6-1.
Something like that. And, yeah, managed to come back to an 8-7 half. So, see.
Yep, this is kind of going how I think we both expected. Not really getting any shots. Bolt this time. No dig just yet for him, though they do technically have the A site to themselves. They just haven't really pushed out. Smoke's finally going to fade, but they lost bomb in middle. Yeah, just looking for a kill or two would be nice. Maybe take one of those guns to force a buy up. They still have the FAMAS, though. They could trade out. Just not going to have an opportunity. Now it's just all on Bolts 1-on-5, and it's an impossible situation to win. Okay, no quite luck like yesterday, but still. 3-0 for Isurus. But that's how they started out on Inferno. Obviously, it was on the T side, but now it's up to them to maintain this momentum, right? You got Reversive on 0 kills. You got Lynx and Noxy both at 4 kills, which is a good start for them, as well as 1962 at 5. This is more about more of what we see in the last few days out of Isurus. The players that had stepped up before in the matches they won starting to do it at the moment. But we're still in early times in map 2.
Yeah, the good thing for them, though, is this round, almost acts like a bonus round, and they don't even have the SMG still left over. They are in with a fully fledged buy, and even with 1400 loss bonus, they'll be able to come in with another one in the next round with an AWP, maybe even 2 if they desire it. So TT side in a very good position. Now Phelps is someone you can expect to see roam around middle quite a lot. Renowned for getting aggressive onto the catwalk. Gonna have links to deal with. Now he was someone on Mirage who actually did perform quite well. He was aggressive around the window, managed to spray down players with the rifle. We were saying maybe he should just stick to the rifle, and then he switched to the AWP, and things seemed to go even better for him. So definitely looking forward to his CT side. Of course, they did struggle a little bit more on the T side, so a strong CT half is going to be important. This is as good as it gets so far, though. Cello and Phelps, 2 of the top fraggers from the previous map, currently both 0 and 4 and dead in this round. Bolts probably a little bit disappointed he didn't tap the trigger there, because he probably would have got himself a kill.
3 players towards the CT side, though. If they can get a smoke down, they actually could push in. The problem is the only player with a smoke at the moment is going to be Yell, and he's currently over in mid. Even maybe forced to rotate back. Noxy going back towards window. They've kind of left A a little bit light, but again, they're trying to play from range here. Nate going to go in. A little bit of damage being done. The Molotov's going to delay for quite a bit of time. 20 seconds left to go, and boom, if they're going to commit to this, they're going to have to go very soon. And look where Yell is. He's actually been able to push up short. Maybe cause a disruption towards B would be the play. Been able to sneak his way in towards house. 10 seconds left, and I guess they're just going to save. Hoping that someone's going to peek him on the CT side to get a kill somewhere, and at least maintain the 3 AKs, but Isurus not losing a single player in this round. They take themselves up to 4.
So much money. Like, look at the way that the rounds have actually been going. Like 5, 5, and 4. It's only the pistol round that was close, and you do have to wonder. Boom have managed to win out that 1v2. Where they could currently be. Really a fairly even spread of frags in this round. There's only 2 players dropped, and we are going to have investment back in, but it's still not good for the T side. They've got 2 smokes, some flashbangs, a singular Molotov, and Deco already making a very aggressive push underneath. Shurs is completely unaware. Now, Bolts has managed to find a trade, and they do know there's a player in the underpass as well. So, the CT side, they need to find a way out. It looks like that's going to be over towards the B side. However, Yell is ready and waiting, but he's not going to win the fight. It's Noxe to clear him out. 5 and 0 for him at the moment. And the T's once again, well, I would say they're in an even worse position than the last round. Cello only on 1 HP. Luckily, Bolts is bringing things back a little bit.
I think the saving grace is going to be Phelps, though. Him pushed up at the A site. I don't think Reverse is going to expect him to be here, and he's actually going to spot him out. So it's going to come down who's got the better aim, and Phelps is going to win the battle. The A site's going to be open. Maybe 1962 could be the person to stop this, because the bomb needs to make its way in. And Cello has 1 health. That's the bomb now down. 50 seconds to go. The smoke's going to come in to block off connector. They need to deal with this jungle spot, and Bolts is just going to take him down spots before the smoke plumes. Noxie's going to be there as well. I don't know if they're going to expect a second player, but now it's coming down to the clutch yet again. The 1-on-2 for Noxie as he won the pistol round. Can he do it another time to keep them up 5-0?
I sometimes don't see nade damage, but did that nade do 0 damage again?
I don't think it did.
It seemed like it did very little at least, which is unfortunate. It was almost in Bolts' face, but it does leave things fairly easy for them in this crossfire. I think Noxe's realized that, well, there's not really much of a chance of him winning this round. So he's just going to save an AK. Now, they didn't really need this because they've got so much cash going forward. We're now likely to see an AWP because that's the only real hindrance of winning so dominantly is they've had no reason to upgrade the likes of Famous into an AWP. So this is now going to be an even tougher round for Boom because they haven't built any money up yet. I think one of their players is probably still going to be on a Galil, or it's at least going to be close with how much money they have. And on the other side, there's now going to be an AK and an AWP.
Yeah, it's going to be Shaz just on the Deagle, too. I don't know. I think as you pointed out before about Lynx, like he was doing way better with the rifle than the AWP when it came to this map when we saw it yesterday. I think on day 1 his op was the big playmaker for him, but that was on train. And then he was quiet the rest of the series when they were playing up against Imperial. You can see that Reverse has been able to take an aggressive position over towards A. I think that information might be enough to let them know it's going to be heading on towards B. And Phelps, oh my gosh, he just barely escapes us, or will he? 54 health as Deco just goes for the spam. The nade as well to follow up. Was a little bit too far. Phelps is going to tuck himself away inside of connector and push out directly into stairs where Reverse is waiting. The rest of the push, those coming towards B, and Yell gets that first kill.
Noxy actually committing completely in. It was a 4v4 retake, but he wanted to try and stop them getting the bomb down altogether, buy some time for the rotation instead. Probably just giving the round away. And yeah, that is going to be it. We're going to have a lot of players standing once again for Isurus. The T's still not really in a situation where they can risk too much. They had to invest almost everything into this round. So just going to make sure that going forward, they are going to have at least a strong financial position. With the second round onto the board, they're still not going to get a respite. I think that's the good thing about how much money Isurus was actually able to make. And the fact that they're saving so much weaponry, they're going to be able to buy continuously for at least another round.
I am a little bit worried for them in the sense that, thinking back to Inferno, when they started to lose rounds, well, they lost a lot of them. Double op set up here. I mean, they need to start hitting the shots, and the question for me is, are they going to get aggressive to look for them? And thinking back to the last map, when they played aggressive is when it really didn't work out too well for them. We're going to see the timeout come in for Isurus. So, again, showing they're definitely not hesitant to use these whenever possible to discuss some things. And Lynx and Noxy, I think they're going to have to hit these shots, or they're going to have to make something work. I think they're going to obviously be able to buy in the next round. Loss bonus is getting up there at the moment as well, as it's currently on a 2 streak. And Phelps, I mean, they won 2 rounds, but he's only on 1 kill. I mean, if you look at the scoreboard, they've got 2 rounds, but 3 players on 3 kills and 2 on 1. Not as dominating as the last map, unfortunately.
Still early days in the half, however. Well, Phelps almost renowned for being an explosive player, so you never know. At any moment now, he could just pick up a 4K and I think we'll be silenced, but until that moment happens, yeah, you're definitely correct. Noxy picking up a secondary AWP here, so he's going to be a little bit more aggressive in towards mid, while Lynx is going to sit back towards that A site. Now, the T's have had some relative success on the B site, of course, excluding the pistol round where things did go a little bit wrong. 1962, he's so aggressive in the way he plays this, though. But the only issue is they utilize this to rotate players away. Now, if he gets caught, if he gets spotted, it could become a real issue. And I think the T's are actually starting to try and play off of this. They're actually going to rotate Noxy in with the AWP, so he'll be now ready to go. I'm also looking at Phelps once again. Like, he's going to play such a pivotal role of not only holding down rotations, but also trying to catch players if they do try to make their way over in the other direction. It is looking like another attempted play towards this B site, and once again, it's going to be 1962 with some support from Noxy to try and do the damage.
Gonna walk directly to that op shot. Unfortunately, not going to connect the second. Again, no positions being checked. Didn't have to worry about Van this time, but 1962 gets way more than he should have. Gets himself a nice double kill. Phelps able to finally push in. That's over towards window to provide some cover. Nice jump up towards short. Maybe gives him an angle earlier than they expect on the enemy side, but you can see already waiting for it. I don't know how they retake this. 20 seconds left to go. It might be just off the back of that. 1962 drops down directly to the crosshair of Phelps, who gets up to 2 kills, but eventually it's still going to go the way of the CT side. It's a little bit costly, but they still get their 5th round on the board.
I feel like, I don't want to say that Boom haven't done their research necessarily, but if I can tell you at the beginning of the map that 1962 is going to be on B pretty much every single round, and I've watched him play this B site maybe once, the fact that that's now twice that he's managed to get away with just a ridiculous like double kill because he's not been checked is a problem. Like, Boom need to start making sure they clear the site properly and actually have different players checking angles. Cello, though, well, we saw a play start like this the other day. It was Art getting an ace moments ago. Bolts is on spot 1. He's actually going to find the player in the sandwich instead. Still giving them those openers. And, well, although these rounds have swung back into the favor of Isurus, their economy's not as good as it used to be. They can't really afford to lose rounds anymore.
I do get worried when Isurus start to give these like one-on-one battles with no utility being used. Like Boom's already having a hard enough time peeking around a corner, but if they can get a kill off of that as well, they're gonna start to dominate. Cello doesn't even look behind him as he makes his way in towards jungle. Luckily for him, Noxie's rotate over towards the B site and kitchen. And it looks like the bombs that head back towards A, especially with Cello pushed up this far. For them to cross into jungle, it's just not going to happen. Yell's going to lock down control of shore and connector, and it's going to come down to Lynx to connect these shots as they push in from the A ramp.
Have a smoke to actually cover him off though, or is it just going to be a raw aim fight? There is one for Shuz available. Now they have both connector and jungle, and they're smart work. Just make sure that he can't even get a face onto the bomb. That's exactly how it should be played. Like, we've seen some risks taken by Boom in the past. Well, that'll be one of them from Yell, but he is going to connect the shot. Noxie, however, gets a freebie onto Cello, and that will allow him at least a little bit of control. The only thing is, with 2 AWPs, money a little bit dicey. Unfortunately, it is going to have to be another save for Isurus. They're keeping these weapons going for a lot longer than you might expect. They are still stopping the T side from really building up a bank of their own with how these rounds have actually been going. However, I wonder what sort of buy the CTs are actually going to have here, because the loss bonus still not really in their favor. If you look at it, it's just going to be 1 loss bonus, so they don't actually have much cash. Lynx can drop a gun. Noxie could invest into a FAMAS or something, and it wouldn't be the worst buy in the world. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do it, just because, well, they've got 2 orbs, Jason.
It's still just this constant teetering though for Boom. Like, they've not really been able to stabilize to have that like solid economy. They're having to drop guns constantly. If they lose a round after winning a round, it's not like they're really going to gain any ground about, you know, getting closer to tying things up at 5. Isurus, though, they don't really have the best weapons. I mean, the CZ, the FAMAS.
Oh.
It might not matter, though. Deco pushes out mid, gets the kill on the Phelps, immediately shuts down the first player. Not able to rescue the weapon, but still, the man advantage is going to be in their favor. And Noxie's pushed up. They're trying to use the ops. Spot out 1, spots out 2, gets the kill on a Cello, and I don't think you can hit the B side anymore. It's too late. You're giving up your position. You're going to have to back away from this, especially with a minute 20 remaining. You got time to play it, but they're going to go for it here. And Noxie's still going to be waiting. He hits a double shot. Not the kill on the bullets. Knocks down to 15 health, and it looks like Isurus is going to take another round.
This is looking like a complete shutout, and even a double nade at the end from 1962. They really do struggle to clear this man out of position. He never seems to die on that B site. Pause taken, but it's a bit too late. Like, the money's again in the gutter, and really, this should just be a few pistols. Going into the next round, they'll have 2,400 loss bonus, so everybody would be able to buy. If they go for something in this round, it's mostly going to be Galil's, maybe 2 AKs, or an AK without head armor for Phelps, which I can't really get behind as an attempt, especially with how clean the CT side managed to keep that last round. But yeah, it does seem like in terms of like actual ideas and strategy, Boom are just trying to really just run in somewhere. The frustrating thing is, in terms of their actual mid plays, they've been able to get quite a lot of control. Like, we've seen Cello sneak his way in towards jungle once. I think Phelps did the same thing a couple of rounds ago. If you can do that consistently, that should be something you're abusing.
Ooh, 1962 is looking to push up middle. Back away though, it seems like Boom have lost that steam momentum they previously had, and this is the map of their choice, so they should have come prepared for this. Getting picked early on has seemed to be a major problem for them so far. I mean, they technically have been gifted middle in this round. I know we've seen Noxie try to challenge it from connector before. Not quite the art play like we saw yesterday with his ace. 1962 doesn't get, I was gonna say, these next kills, they could be in trouble. They're gonna boost up into window potentially. No one's currently there waiting. Still have Yellow inside B apartments. You got Bolts trying to spam away at the Deagle. He actually connects a shot on the Deco. They're just getting picked left and right. They're not really able to force a potential rotate. They're not really getting any damage done. I'm struggling here. I mean, albeit I understand it's just the Deagles, but even with just the Deagles alone, we saw them be able to pick up quite a few kills when it came down to Inferno.
I think a lot of that was on the CT side, more static play. It seems like at the moment it's been just almost flawless from Isurus. Like a lot of the rounds they've been winning have been really clean as well. I think, well, I actually kind of want to have a look at it, but I've got to wait for this. We've got to wait for the impact player of 1962 to disappear. Then I can have a little gander. But I'm pretty sure they've had either 3 or 4 rounds where they've had all 5 players survive, which is kind of ridiculous. Yeah, there's 4 rounds where all 5 players and a round where 4. So that's why they keep building up such an economy. Like, there's a lot of the time in these anti-ecos and even in some of the buy rounds, Boom aren't even getting a kill.
Yeah, they're really not. I mean, at least before, if they did lose rounds, they'd at least take enemies with them. Like, it came to a lot of the 1v1s or the 2v2s on Inferno, thinking back to the A site. And here, I don't know what it is about the map at the moment. There's definitely a big struggle coming on. You can see just going for like a spread out play, hoping to get a pick somewhere, hoping to get a kill to open things up. Even Phelps, not sure how much control Isurus have over towards middle as he Molotovs.
They ran all the way up the top of mid and he heard them. So they just ran back and he's just wasted a lot of time just trying to take this control.
Oh, looks like they're going to rotate back towards A. We haven't seen like a set execute though. Maybe this is the time for it. They got the smokes. They got bolts ready in Palace. How aggressive 1962 is, I believe Noxy's going to be playing back a side B. They're going to have to rotate over towards A, though, as now the smoke's going to be thrown in. Deco and Shadow looking for some kills. Shello to check Sandwich and somehow managed to make the kill in time as he turns around. That'd be the first successful hit we see out of Boom. Looks like they're going to get the bomb and even a spray through the ticket booth. So there we go, a clean round for Boom. Money's there, but I would imagine you at least want to save one of these ops. I don't think you're about to pick up the other one. Such an odd round.
Yeah, there seemed like a lot of almost favorable duels there for Isurus. Like especially the player in Dark as well. I would have thought that Deco would at least get 1 kill, but absolutely nothing. It just gets taken down almost simplistically, and then his teammates just had to try and take risks to get back into the round. So I think we saw Reversive try and push through the edge of the smoke. Cello was already watching it, even losing out on a lot of the weaponry towards the end. So first time I think we've seen Boom as well, like win a cleaner round, because that was one of the main issues I think we saw, is that they were constantly having to rebuy 2 or 3 weapons. So that at least leaves them in a slightly better state, but it's still not particularly good. And now again, well, I've said this multiple times, they now have the opportunity to reset Isurus, but they haven't been able to do it so far, Jason. They've been every time getting close, and then they've lost the round.
If anything, they're getting reset more than their opponents, funny enough, because of the winning and losing. Let's see, though. Yell with the opportunity with the op. Again, 1962 has just been so solid towards B, which has allowed them to play, you know, more players in different positions. Bolt's able to get the initial kill on the reversive. So, again, first kill going their way, but can they convert it into a round is still going to be the question I'm going to have to ask them.
DT's trying to get aggressive elsewhere on the map. You can see Lynx flying around the connector. He's got to be careful. That smoke likely to fade opponent's favor, but Cello actually doesn't want to be left out in the open. Understandable. This is looking like it's building into an A-site setup once again, but I'm interested in Noxy. 3 kill onto Bolts. They now know he's there, but they have to try and get their move on, as that's a position that's tough to clear. Lynx as well from the connector is going to step up with 2. Leaving only 2 remaining. Yell will be able to get rid of Noxy, so at least that man on the flank is going to be gone. Deco. Oh, that's a whiff. I don't really know how he hasn't been taken down because of it. His teammate actually takes the brunt. Here's his left. 1v2 with a real opportunity here. Lynx going to be a little bit further back, but he still manages the trade kill. Every single time Boom get themselves around, it seems like everything falls back into Isurus' favor.
Well, they didn't get a reset, but at least they did punish the economy for Isurus. Like, he's taking 4 kills. Like, if Shuz doesn't get those 3 at the end, then that would have been another very one-sided round coming up for Isurus. But you see the op's still there, taking time to think some things over. 4K their highest, 3.2 their lowest. I'm amazed though they actually pushed out a connector with no one looking towards jungle. Like, Lynx just peeks out, gets a first kill. All right, you know there's one jungle now. Keep your eye on that position. Next player comes out. He's still not even looking over there, and Lynx gets a second. So a little bit confusing in my opinion, but not sure exactly why that happened.
Yeah, you do wonder if there's maybe some communication issues, or if like, a player's just tunnel visioned in onto a specific spot. Either way, we're in a similar position as the last half. An 8 scoreline for Isurus. Boom, desperately trying to get this back to at least 7. We said in the last match that we expected more from them on the T side. I kind of expected the same here. I will say, if you're going to pick a CT side that plays most like the T side, I feel like it's Mirage. As a man who loves mid pushes, I'm sure you'd agree.
Oh man, I don't even know this round. It looks as if Boom did win the prior one. If you ignore, I guess, the utility. But again, the confidence, like Reversa playing up close in Palace. Why wouldn't you with the SMG? Noxy played that before. 1962 get a peek into players and trying to run away now. He does have some backup though. Smoke Splash is going to be coming in. That's halted the push in towards the B side, however. I'm surprised they haven't bursted through yet. Maybe they're waiting for Phelps to flank somewhere as he's in towards window.
Yeah, this has been a common spot they've been able to take. At least in this round, it doesn't seem like he's been able to do too much with it. They're just trying to be patient, but that patience is probably going to come back to bite them. 30 seconds left. Still nothing has been found. They're going to go for this push finally, but with 2 players close with SMGs, this could really get messy. Deco just trying to watch for anybody making their push over. They do check for 1962, and this time the angles are cleared. In fact, both by 1 man. It's Shiz to do the damage. Phelps trying to lurk him from behind, and he does just that. And now while the SMG gets a kill, might just be worth saving that AK.
Well, not again. Finally, I guess we can say the bank will be broke for Isurus, but they've already guaranteed the first half lead, especially here on Mirage. That's definitely something they can be proud about. Do worry though when things swap over to the CT side, because Boom, even though they had a rough patch in the beginning, I think it was like 5-1 in favor of Isurus. Once they clicked on to the way Isurus was attacking, they immediately shut them down. Like they completely snowballed the rest of that, finishing things off at 8 to 7. And now what do you do here for Isurus? I mean, you could stack it. You could just try to go for the hero play with Reversa, maybe sitting towards B and the other players over towards A. Looks like they will force up into this, though, as Deco's picked up a scout. Yeah, double scout. Can do some damage.
I'm quite surprised they forced that, though, because that means that basically there's a good chance now that Boom only have to play against, like, well, basically 4 spies for the rest of the half. 8-7. You're looking quite likely for them here, so yeah, I would have rather seen them just give that rifle a chance. Sure, you wouldn't get a massive amount of loss bonus. You'd only get 1900, but you could likely at least get rifles onto every single remaining player. So yeah, I guess they made the decision that they want to try and get to 10, but they might end up actually throwing away a couple of rounds. I like this setup, though. You don't have the weaponry, get aggressive. Put a player on as almost the bait. Lynx is just aiming to get a kill here, and then the goal is for Reversive to peek straight back out to get the next. Instead, Lynx gets the kill. There's actually nobody there to trade it, and they're going to be peeking into an AK. Phelps, however, does kill that man quite easily, but they will still know there's another man just waiting around the corner. The flashbang not quite working out, and Shiz just walks in. He really has had a rise up over the last couple of rounds. Phelps, on the other hand, being very quiet indeed for a player of his caliber. However, them slowly dragging things back. These 4 spies that have been taken, as said, it was a big risk. Nice shot from Deco, but ultimately, he's actually going to have to save a scout because their next round buy is going to be almost identical.
I did like the flashbang coming through to potentially allow Lynx to escape that or maybe get another kill, but yeah, it comes in a little bit too late. It actually didn't even blind them up anyways as they were pushing in. But that's kind of that position, right? It's pretty much guaranteed for one and done unless your teammate, I think that was what you said, Reversive, watching us back with the AK. But with him dying, yeah, well, you're not really going to be able to stay alive any longer than that. Actually, might be able to get an AK off of that deck if we can get that kill. But a man towards short. Phelps is low on HP. But I guess he really wants to save the scout. So at least maintain that into the next round. But shows, as you mentioned before, walk into the site, 11 kills. At least someone is starting to, step up for the team. Bolt's on 5, Phelps on 6. A little bit of a rough half for them. But if they get this next round, like 8-7, that's not too bad considering how things went and considering how many rounds it actually took them to finally break the damn bank out of Isurus. And now what they finally have, they've taken 2 rounds, potentially 3 straight.
Oh, that's a nice shot. Actually, at the beginning of the round this time as well. However, Noxie's aggression is immediately punished, so really worth it in the end. Molotov just going to go in to try and stop him going for any more aggressive peeks, but it's around the neck where they're actually going to challenge Shello. Going to hope that there's more aggressive peeks like that and make his job a lot easier. Actually going to be left at the top of mid. I think realizing that this is still another force fight, so the AWP not really necessary. Really want to give these scouts even a moment's chance. Lynx down to just 1 HP and his teammate a little bit further behind. We end the half 8-7. A similar story to what we saw in the previous map. The question is, can Isurus be just as dominant as their opponents were on Inferno? We'll find out after a short break.
Take me to a place I know, somewhere I can feel my soul. Lately I'm skin and bone, so hollow. I've never felt so alone. Need you more than you know, 'cause baby, you feel like home. In the late nights, we'd fall in love in the moonlight, and wake up at sunrise. Now I'm just thinking that we should go back to when we were, hold each other to feel good. Down and out, I hit the floor. All is fair in love and war, but I can't do this anymore. No, no. Don't take me to a place I know, somewhere I can feel my soul. Lately I'm skin and bone, so hollow. I've never felt so alone. I need you more than you know, 'cause baby you feel like home. Take me to a place I know, somewhere I can feel my soul. Lately I'm skin and bone, so hollow. I've never felt so alone. I need you more than you know, 'cause baby you feel like home.
bench waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I see what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path, and I can change it anytime again, can't take it back. I know what I want, but it seems so damn far away. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. You got a voice, then you
Well, once again, it's as close as can be between these two teams. An identical scoreline to what we saw in the last map. And, well, what happened last time was in the second half, Boom went on an absolute tear, only losing one round on their T side of Inferno. We're going to see if they can do it again on the CT side. As I said before, I feel like if there's any that could play to their aggressive nature, it would be Mirage. It's one of those maps where you can get up in the faces of your opponents. And it's looking like they're going to try and do that right now, peeking into the ramp. Not spotting anybody, however, although there are 3 Ts just a little bit further back, and they look like they're about to rotate in through the connector to try and split A.
Well, speaking of getting aggressive on the CT side, you know, those mid pushes that I always talk about, Tom. Big fan.
I wouldn't know.
Well, they're going to be pushing in. Actually, no, they were going to be pushing in. They're actually rotating back in towards T-spawn. I mean, they do have 2 smokes, so it looks like they might try to do like the old patented strategy of smoke off stairs, smoke off jungle, / connector, then pushing towards CT spawn after getting the bomb down. But Shiz pushed up. He gets the kill 1962, so that already kind of gives us one up, gives us away. No rotation just yet, as we do see Yell rotate back into CT spawn. The bomb immediately heading back towards the B site, so realizing that this might not work anymore, they're going to leave Noxy here to cause a distraction. But they've not pulled off any B members.
Bolts is playing a little bit of an off angle as well. Like this position, normally you're going to check the right-hand side running in. They're not even running in, they're going back again. This is getting so confusing even for me. Eventually, Noxy's going to get the opener, and now they actually have a perfect position to get onto the site. Cello, though, at the back, is going to spot them all out. He's found all the information. He's got Phelps to support. This seems like it's falling apart for the T-side, but I said that last time, and they brought the pistol home. However, this time, it's left all onto Reversive, and there's nothing he can do. Cello, he holds his ground. Boom, take the pistol. They've got their 8th on the board already.
There you go. Cello finally waking up a little bit here. I mean, that was probably one of the most confusing T-side rounds I've ever seen, of going to B, to mid, to T-spawn, to B, to mid, to dying. But in the end,
Sounds
Boom's
like
going to win the round.
Matchmaking.
Yeah, right?
No,
I mean, I'd be lucky to get that far in the round.
There's a guy on B, guys. Quick, go A. Ah, there's a guy on A. What's left? B. Go B again.
Hey, just play some Valorant. You can maybe go C now.
Yo.
Wow. We're going to see the force about Isurus, though. They have the Tech 9s. I think one of the few teams we've actually seen use it so often. Noxy catches Phelps from behind. He picks up an M4 reverse and gets a kill on the bolts, and just like that, they take the B site. Show's going to be flanking in from behind potentially, but he's still so far away. I don't know how Boom's going to retake this.
It seems like the T's aren't done taking it. Still trying to get aggressive, and it's going to be trades galore. Nice shot from Noxy, and Cello, well, he's going to have to try and do this again. 1 versus 3. Does find the headshot through the wall. That's something. And Lynx is fairly low, but he's even lower. So just going to fall out of the round, save his rifle, bring something into the next. And Isurus as well. I think they're showing the resurgence of that Tech 9. A quick push to the B side. Something that was attempted actually a fair few times from Boom and really wasn't very successful at all. I think 1962 could be given quite a bit of credit for that with his hold on that side of the map with Noxey, who, well, is currently top of the board, so pretty much says it all. 9-8. Isurus going to leave their opponent in a fairly awkward situation. And as always, their T-side pauses just seem to be coming up almost instantly. Win a round, take a pause. Lose a round, take a pause. Take a pause, take a pause.
Tech pause, add another pause on that. You know, I heard about like icing out the kicker when it comes to like American football, but I don't think you can ice out teams when it comes to CS. Maybe when you're at that 15th round mark and they're at 14, try to make them second guess themselves.
The icing out
But
the
hey.
kicker sounds like some sort of assassination. Like he's been iced.
Yeah, yeah. You've been playing too much Assassin's Creed lately.
Does it just mean spray like that stuff on his leg?
No, it means like he was like about to kick the ball. You take a timeout, so he has like an extra like minute or two to like worry about the kick and get his own head, and he's obviously ready to go for the play, right? And then you just like, nope, timeout. You have to wait.
American football sounds really boring. You haven't sold it to me very well today, I'll be honest.
Hey, it's the #1 sport with concussions. All right, get on that, Europe.
I don't know. I'm sure Irish football or whatever it's called probably has just as many. That sport is
I mean,
violent.
You can say this, but at least in American football, they don't fake injuries.
Hey,
Oh,
they're getting ready for their future acting careers. Nonetheless, Yell, Dirty Double Deeg, gonna leave the T's now in the same scenario that we saw our opposition in just moments ago. And this was something we mentioned when it came to the CT side of Boom, is they were the ones able to just find kills with the Deegs. Fantastic work from them. They didn't get too much done on the T side, but they've now broken back again. The question is, Jason, are we going to see another force? And I would assume, yes.
well, I think the play here probably, Tom, is to take a timeout. You know, discuss some things. No, it looks like they're not gonna be going for that. Yeah, but you know, you got timeout before the eco, so you have technically 2 timeouts then. You know, because you use the eco as a timeout. Come on.
Interesting, because they don't really have enough money to buy in the next round, but I guess they're just going to go for a bit of a mixed bag. That is a nice couple of nades, though. Good utility usage. Not wanting to give their opposition any chance. So they push mid, which means Jason's probably quite happy, although it wasn't a buy round, so I don't know if it counts on your list of mid pushes. Do you have a tally? I feel like you're the type of guy who has a mid push tally chart.
I need a bell for that. Just so you hear like a little ding whenever they do it, and then I can like write it on a whiteboard next to me. No, I don't have that.
I think your girlfriend would beat you up if you ever owned a bell.
Way to rat me out, jeez.
If you owned a bell, I reckon you'd ring it once, and she'd just walk in and break it and be like, "You're not owning a bell."
No, I mean no one knew I had a girlfriend, man. Why you guys rat me out like that? Jesus Christ.
Sorry, or boyfriend.
Wow. It's not how I meant it, but all right. We're going to see the 4-step out of Isurus, though. They have the 2 AKs, the Tech 9, Mac 10. Utility is there. Looking to pick up the pace towards B, it seems, though. That nade's going to do some good damage. 1962. Players are conversion, I should say, onto the B side here for Boom. But all these smokes have given cover for Isurus. I'm trying to look around the angles they can use. It's going to be a trade in favor of them, though, on the T side. And Reversive, turn around, bro. There's a guy behind you. Helps. He snuck through. What's going on?
Nope. Oh dear. Phelps was like, I have become one of them, and then is spotted right at the last second. Yeah, I was worried about that buy. I said it before the round happened that they wouldn't have enough for an actual purchase. They went in with a Tech 9, a couple of AKs, and a Mac 10, and that's enough. And Boom seemed to be really struggling to actually stabilize, the same as on the T side. That was one of their main issues. They'd win rounds, and they'd never be able to streak them together. They'd never be able to build up any real cash. And now they're going for what I would only refer to as the full YOLO buy, where they've invested into a double orb setup, 2 for mass, and an MP9 with as many nades as basically they can get collectively. No kits. I don't think there's any chance of a retake here. It's just going to be an all-out brawl.
They don't need kits if they can't get to the site, Tom. I think that's a strategy they're going to be going for here. They have one op. Oh, good. Cello, open things up. Yeah, one op over towards Connector at the moment. The one over at the B site, so a pretty decent split from them. Echo might actually walk straight to Phelps' crosshair. They do have one player towards ramp, and that's actually going to be the bomb. And Cello again, look at this, just random aggression. He pushes the smoke, takes down Noxy, gives him a massive advantage in this round. The push is going to be coming in towards A, and Lynx is trying to stall for time. He gets himself 2 kills. Deco as well takes Phelps down. That's the Opera now gone. But Yell, he's going to get the Opera, or the bomb down. That's reverse falling. I don't know how they're going to pick this up cleanly. I guess they get a little bit lucky with him rotating back in towards Kitchen, but there's still going to be one player. Show's going to be here. He looks for the fight, and Deco's going to win that again.
Great
Oh, no
defense at
way.
the beginning of the round. What? Okay. Yell has, I was going to say eyes in the back of his head, but it seems like he has eyes just left around the map, looking for that remaining player. Now, the bomb's planted for ramp. I think this is a bit of a bamboozle. I wonder if it's going to be expected. It's not. And Deco is going to close out the round. How many times now have we seen Boom also lose advantageous positions? Like, that's a couple of rounds now where they've got the opening pick. It's gone quite well, even a couple of players going down, then instantly 3 kills back. I think it happened in the last round as well. And it's not something that you could really say is acceptable. They need to be actually trading and closing these out, and it's something they were doing very well on Inferno. Now, well, they've got no cash again.
I think Cello is just going to be, like, pissed. I mean, it's 2 big kills in the middle. Then Deco walks out of Palace and gets 2 kills. Lynx comes in, gets 2. Noxy now going to punish Phelps again, trying to transition on towards short. Again, it's just the pistols for Boom, but Isurus seem to have them read completely, and it's still making me wonder, did we get the information correct? Did Boom actually choose this map? Because both teams so far are on track to win their opponent's choice.
Well, considering I think they played Inferno twice, and I think they've got 5 recorded maps, all victories on Mirage, I would assume that this is their choice. I think it's just not going very well. Well, not really much here in this round, so I don't think you can really expect too much. Lots of damage being done by Spam. CT side, they're still lurking around just trying to do some damage. Now, normally you might try and retreat in these situations. You don't want to allow any extra money to go over to your opposition. But ultimately here, any kill is an extra grenade. Maybe even an extra gun that can be invested into for the CT side. So it's definitely worthwhile just trying to do as much damage, especially as the CT side themselves don't have that much cash. So if you can remove a weapon or 2, force some rebuys, it's going to be perfect position. And that is the case. 2 players dropped. Shiz not really gonna have much of a chance to get anything. Noxy will make sure that he is put down in the end. So 12-10, the Argentinians getting ever closer to now doing exactly what Boom did to them and taking their map choice. And while I said every kill was impactful, you could see an extra couple of smokes in there. Still no kit, so an after plant position is not really an option. But I'll be honest, I don't think any of these rounds have actually come close enough that we needed a kit.
If you're Boom now and you lose this round forced up, does that mean Isurus is going to get up to 14 on you? That third map looking very possible to be in the cards here. We'll be on Nuke. I have a 4-man stack towards the A-site reverse. They're just going to be walking out of Palace. What is happening here? He gets straight out, gets the kill with the flashbang. 1962 sets him up perfectly, and he knocks him down. Cello, though, from stairs, or sorry, from Connector, gets 1. Deco again. This man has really not stopped since the last map on 16 kills. Tied for 2nd on his team. The bomb planted with no kit bolts. I mean, what you just save, right? You pretty much have to.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not really sure what he was hoping to achieve there. Like, as you said, I said at the beginning of the round, they didn't invest any money into a kit. It couldn't come down to a retake, and none of these rounds have been close enough to warrant one. But clearly believed he could win the 1 versus 3. That made one of us, because I certainly didn't. And now it's just going to have to be some pistols. They're going to take a pause, but we know that Isurus like to take their own pauses after their victories, so I'm pretty sure that they'll be quite happy with an extra chance to talk over some of these rounds. And Yeah, CT side, to be honest, I think Boom have been fairly underwhelming in this map altogether. Like, after the last one, I was expecting them to come out all guns blazing. I was expecting Phelps to perform well. He's 8 and 18. Cello is currently 19 and 17, and they were both, I think, 1 and 5 at one point. They both had slow starts. It just seems like Phelps never came back from it.
Really able to string together some rounds. They're in that constant battle of, you know, the economy game, and of course, against Isurus as well. Trying to push him through underpass here, and the shots Deco's been hitting, I don't think he's gonna be able to see if we're gonna really get to him, especially when they retreat directly into Noxy. But there will be a 1-for-1. Not really gonna escape with much after this, Cello. Eventually, they're gonna peek in on you, right? A player checked underpass and didn't see him, so you should have known he pushed the middle. He's gonna get another kill off of this, but still, it's gonna be a 2-on-3. Rescues himself an AK. Bomb be planted here momentarily, and if his teammate Yell doesn't get any kills, I think they might be looking to save the AK for the next round because Money's still a little bit hurt. So to prevent that from happening, Yell's still looking for the shot. The bomb now down. Link's still looking over towards short, expecting Cello to be coming from there. Giving away his position just yet of him transitioning in towards kitchen. No one on Isurus is even peeking into this. They're playing this one so cautiously, so safe. Even with Yell shooting off shots, Deco's not peeking around the corner into it. And there you go, Isurus again. Take another round. 14-10.
Yeah, they do have the money to buy anyway, but I would have liked to see that AK brought into the next round. It seems like a free upgrade for the rifle that you have. Double AWP will be back into play. Not been overly effective too far. I think Phelps last time he had it just got wrecked in mid, and sure, Yell has been putting up numbers, but counterpart that's more of an issue. Molotov thrown into the window to deny the initial smoke, but it's looking like the T's once again are going to be looking to try and pick up the pace. Reversive has so much faith in his teammates to put out that Molotov. He just continues to run forward, but he is met with the AWP of Phelps. Bolts trying to lurk around the back of the site. He's going to be able to hold on to one. This is looking better for Boom at least, but we know that they've been quite good at taking the advantages. The issues they've had, keeping them.
Can't imagine where you lose this round for the CT side of the Boom. Especially with Phelps hitting shots like that. He's up to 3 kills. Nox, he's got to pull off a 1v4, and he's not even going to have a chance. Shudder's going to take him down, and Boom will finally, in what feels like an eternity, able to take a round. Yeah, 5 rounds straight for the T side. Boom. Have to take it the whole way from here out now to have a chance to close this map out. And Isurus, the money, it's there for now. If Boom can take another round here, maybe it quite won't be, though I'd imagine we should still see the buy in the following. So what, you take 2 rounds, and you basically have yourself a 14-14?
Yeah, I think as well it's important for Boom to actually get some momentum. Like, we saw it at the end of the last half, the 3-round streak. We saw it at the end of the first half of Inferno as well. It's like, when they get going, they seem tough to play against. But so far, it's just been limited to, what, the most they've got is 3 rounds. And that was in the first half at the end of it. Other than that, it's been 2 and singular rounds. Like, there's been no streaks whatsoever, no momentum built up, no money built up either. Of course, this would be the perfect time to step up, especially with the T's starting to run out of cash a little bit. So aggressive from Shiz though. Didn't even have any supportive grenades, just went for the wide peak. It's going to be Yell to at least trade things back, but the T's once again going for this fast play on towards A. It's been relatively successful. Nice shots from Bolts though. It's the best looking A site take they've had so far. They're into the retake. They've got lots of utility. It was such a fast play. They got to keep all their grenades. And Yell is going to find another Bolt. Starting to wake up as well. With a triple spray down from the jungle. And the T's not going to be able to do anything here. However, that bomb plant might actually make quite a big difference when coming up with a buy in this next round.
I almost feel like you just buy some pistols here, and then you save for the next round. You know, get the op picked up. You still have a couple of rounds left to play with here that you can kind of float on. We're going to see a timeout come in, the last of Isurus. That's going to be, what, 2 maps straight now that they've used all their timeouts?
I thought we
and I think it's the perfect time to do it.
They take so many. I was like, they've had at least 7 by now.
At least.
Luckily, it's not my job to count how many pauses they're taking. So I'm sure the admins are on top of this, and that will be their last pause. So, yeah, this is definitely getting interesting. I can see why they took one there. They do have enough money to go for at least a reasonable investment. It does leave 1962 a little bit low. Rest of the players be able to buy rifles. I feel like their proper executions on the A side have actually been some of their best, though. So limiting the utility doesn't really fill me with too much confidence, especially now that the double AWP's in play, and you kind of want to make it awkward for those players as much as possible. You definitely don't want to allow someone like Phelps to gain confidence, start getting more aggressive. Yell has pretty much been performing all the way through the map, so he's in a similar boat. And the risk of this full spy is that in the next round, they'll be in a bit of trouble. And Deco, well, this time Shiz doesn't get aggressive. It's Deco instead. But if I've learned anything from this game so far, is that the first kill seems to be fairly meaningless.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you there. But Deco is a big person to fall. Go on. Why is it weird?
It's just like most teams, when they have a first kill, have like a 60 to 70% conversion rate. I feel like both of these teams actually have, at least in this map, way less than that.
Probably have a better conversion rate when they lose a player first than when they get a player first. Good timing for Shiz to peek around the corner. Again, like for me, Deco's been a massive part of the success for this T side. I mean, he's on 19 kills, so it's really not too hard to say that. But he's had so many openers, so many double kills. Good flashbang yet again. Shiz gonna pick up another kill, and now 1962 is alone, and the money's really not there for them. A couple of kills would be nice. They're gonna fall, and now it's gonna be Isurus on the full save. No more timeouts left for them either. Not like they can take a moment to talk about what to do in the next rounds, but maybe this is their opportunity to do so, as it's pretty much just gonna be a full eco from them.
Yeah, this is always where I find that things start going a little bit wrong for a team. They stop doing the things that were working. So that round they went for a default. A few players tried to get aggressive. They went almost like individuals into a lot of these positions, and it was very easy. That's exactly what Boom want. Give them individual duels, and they're going to destroy you. What was really successful is basically what you said. Like, Deco will go in as an entry fragger with the rest of the team following behind him. If he died, the trades were fast. Think about the fast B plays they went for earlier. Everybody went in together. Sure, they lost a couple of kills, but then it was communicated well, and they traded. The last round, completely disjointed. I don't think there were two players together that pushed at the same time. That's as easy as it gets for Boom. You got three players in a crossfire on the A side, or at least they did. They're never going to lose that round. So I don't know what's changed. Like, these executions, exactly what they're going for now, are actually perfect. This round, though, of course, it's only a few pistols, a P250, but if they can get a bomb plant, that'll bolster their buy into the next round. The only issue is, are they going to clear Shiz?
Well, let's see. We at least have some pistols bought up to use, but whether or not they had the opportunities, a little bit of a different story. Shiz going to get two. Phelps gets one as well. Noxie's at least going to rescue the AK, but he's got to go for the hero AK. 2-on-3. Nade comes through. Actually, not as much damage as they'd hope. And Reversive's gone straight towards CT spawn. Didn't think they would expect it, but it doesn't seem to matter too much as Phelps comes right back around the corner with the P250. They're going to close directly on Noxie so he can't even get the bomb down. And there we go. 14 apiece now. Isurus going to be back on the buy. But it's do or die time for them here. If they lose this next round, they could probably say goodbye to the series, which then means Boom's going to take the first slot out of South America, and Isurus going to take the second. And it's all about those points, right? It's all about building up as many points as you possibly can until that next major coming up in November.
Yeah, I'm liking the idea of with how the new circuit goes. Of course, the closer it gets, I believe the more points you get as well. So it definitely does have a slight recency bias, but obviously if you do well over the first two events, the third one, well, doesn't necessarily matter as much. Of course, you do gain a lot more from being at the top of that board.
Let me ask you a quick question. Is that the circuit now permanently, or is that just for this major?
I don't know. I think the idea is that it will obviously be live events in the future, but I think it is a permanent change. I think it was the perfect time to do it as well. Like, I think that's one thing that Valve have actually done very well is, okay, they wanted a change. A lot of people called for a change, and they've timed it when actually they needed to do something about the minors obviously being a little bit ridiculous. So, yeah, perfect time to do it, and I don't think there's any really teams that can complain too much. But here we go. Bolts Going to be under pressure. However, there are 3 players ready and waiting for this push to come in. Somehow the CT side have got every single piece of information they need. Nate going to go through. Bolt's a little bit late to get his gun back out. He's only going to get 1. Hello. Still actually looking the other way. He's so worried about short. He hasn't actually switched his gaze back over to the B site. Now the bomb has been dropped. He's going to hear 1962. Actually works out perfectly for Cello, and now he's just going to try and hold on to this position. Being spammed away, Lynx, however, will find one with the AWP. Looking for a little bit more as his teammate gets the bomb down. Will now become an after-plant situation and a 3v3.
Pretty sure they spotted the op on the cross. Cello looking to still push up. I don't think they know he's this far up, and Link's not going to expect it. He gets the big kill they needed to get into the site. Shiz as well gets one. Now they don't know what the last player is going to be. And just like that, that retake came into just a few seconds of time, opened up by Cello getting that big kill on the Lynx, shutting down the presence of that AWP, and now boom, taking the round. Can they take the series now? 15-14, the money, it's still there for Isurus as they have the loss bonus. But this is it. You win this round, we got overtime. You lose this one, at least you get yourself second place overall within the South American qualifiers. They don't want to go home without that first place finish. Especially with the lead they did have on this map at some points. They were looking so good on that CT side, shutting down Boom after the amazing performance we saw in Inferno.
I expect this angle from Cello. They will have heard their Molotov actually get extinguished. Moxie already going to be kicking things off. He's going to get aggressive though, and Cello will find that kill very easily. In fact, Shiz has found one aggressing elsewhere. However, the trades have come back in thick and fast. Smoke going to be thrown down by Cello to try and get some more positioning around the edge of this smoke. Molotov going to go down. His nade thrown out. Still a man at the back of the site, and the T's are going to be able to cross. With the L dangerously low, he can't really take too aggressive a piece. Nice shot from Cello at least, though. Looking for a little bit more. It's actually going to be Holtz to peek out, and it's done. Boom. They're going to take themselves this first series, Jason. It definitely wasn't as dominant as maybe we expected, but the comeback was strong.